Graded stakes racing continues, and this time it's time for the Pegasus Stakes 2025. We're going to be at Gulfstream, South Florida for the annual $3 million race, a full field of 14. We've got two also eligibles have been drawn. We've got the Kentucky Derby winner, Mystik Dan, a Breeders' Cup Classic winner in white Abarrio, Lock, the Cigar Mile winner, and Saudi Crown, a multiple stakes winner for Brad Cox. It's going to be at Gulfstream Park on Saturday, January the 25th, $3 million purse and a mile and an eighth on the dirt. It's going to be 13 races on the card. Race number 13 will be the Pegasus, the final race of the day. It's also got the Pegasus Filly and Mare Turf and the Pegasus World Cup Turf. For Grade 1 winners, we've got white Abarrio, we've got Mystik Dan, Saudi Crown, and Power Squeeze. Of course, Saudi Crown won the Pennsylvania Derby a couple of years ago. Power Squeeze, the filly, taking on the boys. She won the Alabama Stakes at Saratoga. Grade 1 winners, Grade 2 winners, and a full field of 12 horses with two also eligibles. Starting off with Saudi Crown. He won the Tenacious Stakes in his most recent start. Mixto, a Pacific Classic winner at Del Mar. New Grange, he won the San Antonio, and he also won the San Pasqual. White Abarrio, the winner of the Whitney Stakes, and he also won the Breeders' Cup Classic. Steel Sunshine with 6 lifetime wins at Gulfstream Park. You've got Vitality, Skippy Longstocking running in the Pegasus World Cup for the 3rd straight year. Locked, a 2-time winner in 2024. He comes in a 2-time Grade 1 Stakes winner. He won the Keeneland Breeders' Futurity and then the 1 mile race, the Cigar Handicap, which is no longer a Grade 1, and then Power Squeeze on the outside, post position number 12, a full field of 12. And it's led by the Grade 1 Stakes winner, Stronghold, also a Santa Anita Derby winner, and then 2nd in the Pennsylvania Derby. Let's take a look at the race replays and look at some of the top contenders for the Pegasus World Cup Stakes race. Led off by Saudi Crown. Let's go back to the Tenacious Stakes at the fairgrounds. He's the big gray horse. He also won the Cowboy Jones Stakes. He won the Pennsylvania Derby. Saudi Crown kind of disappointed in the Breeders' Cup Dirt Mile, but he had missed some workouts going into that race. Saudi Crown, one of the contenders. Before that, Saudi Crown also won at the fairgrounds, the Fairground Stakes, of course, trained by Brad Cox. He's got a good pedigree. He has been forwardly placed in a lot of his stakes wins, but he can come from just off the pace as well. Saudi Crown also has wins on an off track if it does come up sloppy at Gulfstream Park. Now, Locked had 2 races in 2024. He won an allowance race off the bench, his first race of the year, a powerful stretch run at 7 furlongs. That was an allowance win. Then Lock came back in the Cigar Mile. He won that race, trainer Todd Pletcher, and he came from off the pace, an explosive move down the lane, down the center of the track for Locked. He's got a good pedigree. He's by Candy Ride. He's going to be forwardly placed, but he doesn't need to be on the lead. Locked, the winner of the Cigar Mile for trainer Todd Pletcher. Now, Mystik Dan, let's go back to the Kentucky Derby. An exciting finish. 3 horses on the line. You've got Forever Young. You've got Sierra Leone. Mystik Dan holds on by a desperate head at the wire. Of course, he has not won since the Kentucky Derby. In his last race, he ran off the board at Santa Anita in the Malibu Stakes, but Mystik Dan seems to be training a lot better towards the Pegasus Stakes for trainer Ken McPeak. The white Abarrio, he was 2nd in the Mr. Prospector. Let's show you this race. He's another gray horse. He's on the outside. He's sitting in about 5th place. Then he makes his move. The winner of this race, Mufasa, is going to be running in the Saudi Sprint race, and white Abarrio, a nice prep race, running 2nd in the Mr. Prospector. Of course, he won the Whitney Stakes and the Breeders' Cup Classic 2 years ago in a nice campaign culminating in that Breeders' Cup Classic. You've got Power Squeeze. Let's take you back to the Alabama Stakes. She comes from off the pace, gets in a stretch drive with the Candy Ride filly. Power Squeeze winning that. Of course, Power Squeeze won the Delaware Oaks last year. She's a filly. She gets post position number 12. Seems to be training forwardly here as a Grade 1 stakes winner for the Pegasus World Cup. Now, Mystik won the Pacific Classic. He's owned by Calumet Farm. Only 2 for 16 lifetime, but Calumet Farm does have a lot of long shots win and run well in these big races. Trained by Doug O'Neill, Mystik shipping in for the Pegasus World Cup. Cruppy, the Suburban winner. Let's take you back to that race. He wins that race from off the pace. A last to first move, trained by Todd Pletcher. He was 1 for 7 in 2024. The sire is Curlin, so getting a mile and eighth for Cruppy should not be a problem here in the Pegasus World Cup. And then you've got Skippy Longstocking, third attempt at the Pegasus World Cup. 10 races lifetime at Gulfstream Park, 3 wins, a second and a third. He's earned over $3 million, 9 for 28 lifetime. He ran off the board in the dirt mile. He was second to Tapit Trice in the Woodward Stakes. He won the Charlestown Classic, and Skippy Longstocking always seems to run well at Gulfstream Park, his third straight Pegasus attempt here in 2025. Now you've got Newgrange, 7 for 15 lifetime. He won the San Pasqual. He won the San Antonio in 2024. And Newgrange ships into Gulfstream Park. He is going to try to go a mile and eighth on the dirt. A good final workout, worked out in company with Citizen Bull, the Breeders' Cup Juvenile winner. Newgrange ships into Gulfstream Park. Then you've got Steel Sunshine, $612,000 in earnings, 6 for 19 lifetime at Gulfstream. Draws a good post position number 7 for Steel Sunshine here in the Pegasus World Cup. And the pace scenario shakes out. I'm going to put Mystik Dan on the lead. I think he runs best near the pace. Then you've got Skippy Longstocking, White Abarrio. They ain't going to be too far behind. From mid-pack, you've got Locked and Power Squeeze. And then you've got Mystik as a closer. But Mystik Dan, Skippy Longstocking, and White Abarrio, I think most likely to lead at the 6 furlong mark. Cruppy, another closer that's going to be coming from behind, and should be an average to above average pace at that 6 furlong mark for the Pegasus World Cup. Lots of ways you can go in the exactas, and the 6 furlong pace should be good. I'm going to go with some of the big handicapping questions. Saudi Crown, can he transfer his good fairgrounds races to Gulfstream Park? Mystik Dan, he hasn't won since the Kentucky Derby. Good recent works. Locked, trying to go for 3 wins in a row. And of course, 2 wins in 2024. This is going to be a Grade 1 attempt for Locked here after the 2 big wins in New York. My top selection in the Pegasus World Cup, I'm going to go with Saudi Crown. I'm going to play exactas over Locked, Mystik Dan, and Mystik for the exactas. And other contenders to consider, you can go with Locked as another solid contender, and then Mystik Dan. It's been a while since he's run. I think a mile and eighth is a good distance for Mystik Dan. Now, the Pegasus Day on January 25th includes the Pegasus World Cup Turf, the Filly and Mare Turf for Grade 2, a full field of 14 horses for the Filly and Mare Turf. We're going to have a preview of that race, and the Pegasus Turf also, led by Hermando Ramon at 8-1, Integration at 3-1, and some nice 20-1 shots on that one. And free racing picks for Pegasus Day. Sign up below in the description. We're going to have Pegasus picks, all 13 races, 3 selections. And the Triple Crown Prospectus out every Monday. Sign up, 2,000 words every Monday through the Belmont Stakes. You can sign up below. Points races coming up. We've got the Holy Bull and the Robert Lewis on February 1st. Share, like, and subscribe. It's the Pegasus. Smash that like button if you're ready for the Pegasus Stakes 2025. D. Wayne Lucas always says, people have opinions, horses have the facts.